Oh my God. On April 8th, 2024, 7 years of anticipation and planning unfolded 250,000 miles above my head. Our moon was eclipsing the sun. Our story of the solar eclipse started back in 2017. Days before moving for my freshman year of college, a generational event was unfolding across the United States. A total eclipse projected its way across much of the lower 48. But I was a broke high school grad that had to settle for the 70% coverage from my native Western Massachusetts. I knew I had to see the next one. The problem was, that wouldn't be for another 7 years. For an 18-year-old, that seemed like an eternity. But my dad reassured me that it would be here before I knew it. And boy, was he right. Speaking of my dad, this is him. Believe it or not, he's been on this floating rock in space quite a bit longer than myself, but yet, he too had never seen a total eclipse. About a year ago, I mentioned to him that I was prepared to go anywhere to see this eclipse, and he said that I'm in with you. Now it was a mission not only to see the eclipse for myself, but also for my brother and father. I was determined to give them the opportunity to see something they had never seen before. The plan on paper was simple: go to the place with the clearest skies for totality. The problem was, we wouldn't know where that would be until a few days before, making it impossible to book accommodations or flights. This meant that we'd have to drive wherever we needed to go, using our car as a base of operations. Climatology told us that the most likely region with no clouds would be all the way down in Texas, a long way from our native Northeast, which had the worst odds for clear skies. However, about a week before the event, signs pointed to the clearest skies being somewhat close to home. Our plan evolved into me trekking up from New Jersey to pick up my dad from Western Mass, then east towards Boston for my brother, and then making the 6-hour drive north for northern Maine, along Canada's border, where the potato fields would make for excellent viewing locations. So, here we are, 2 days before the eclipse. It's now starting to weigh on me, the excitement and the anxiety of this once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity, because there's only a couple minutes of totality, and I don't want the forecast to get messed up. I don't want there to be some sort of gear malfunction while it's occurring. There are a lot of variables at stake here, and the weight of it all is starting to weigh on me a little bit. I want to make the most of the experience for myself, my dad, and my brother, but at the same time too, capture the experience and yet still be present in that moment. With the plan now squared away, let me break down the science of a total eclipse. Okay, so obviously a solar eclipse is where our moon blocks light from our sun from reaching the Earth's surface. But why is it so rare? On paper, it seems so simple. The moon ends up in the path of the sun's light and therefore casting a shadow on the Earth's surface. It makes a lot of sense here in 2D. You got the light coming from the sun, it hits the moon, it blocks it out on the Earth's surface. But here in 2D, the full picture is not captured. We need to go into 3 dimensions. Here in 3 dimensions, the Earth and the Sun's orbital plane are different from that of the Earth and the Moon's. This is called lunar inclination. The Moon's orbit is about 5 degrees off of the Earth and the Sun's orbit. Now that we know that these 2 orbits are in different planes, we can now take into account the scale of the solar system. The Moon's diameter is about 1/4 of that of the Earth's. Meanwhile, the Sun is 100 times the diameter of Earth. Now taking into account the distances, the Earth and the Moon are about 239,000 miles apart, while the Earth and the Sun are 93 million miles apart. The common illustrations of our solar system grossly misrepresent the scale of the sizes of our planets as well as the distances that they are apart. With the true scale of the solar system in mind, as well as the different planes of this three-dimensional space that they operate in, it is clear that the alignment of all of these different factors mean that it is extremely rare for the moon to block out light on the Earth's surface. Additionally, because of the sun and moon's different sizes, the angles of the light from the sun need to be considered against the moon, creating only a narrow path of shadow for there to be casted onto the Earth. Those in the path of true totality get to experience the umbra, or the true shadow of the moon, where everyone else outside of that 100% region will experience the penumbra. Posting up in our spot after an overnight drive, it was now a waiting game for the eclipse to begin.
The time is 12:57. I just checked. The eclipse has started over the Pacific. How do you feel? I feel great. I'm getting antsy now. I'm excited for it. The wind is less than ideal, but other than that, the skies are as clear as they can possibly be, which is...
There's literally not a cloud in sight.
So, yeah, this is going to set up to be a really special day, as long as the wind can chill out a little bit, but not holding my breath on that, that's for sure.
Should be happening right around now. First contact.
Like right around the 5 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got it.
Let's go.
It's phase 1. We got our actions for the eclipse now. Basically, get the drone up, get these cameras going, get our bikes going, and execute all these things accordingly for the eclipse so we can enjoy it. Definitely getting a little wilder here now.
Minutes before totality, the eeriness began to set in as the colors and lighting changed. Wildlife acted erratically, heading to their burrows and nests. Totality was about to set in.
4, 10. Five, 4.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's what I needed to get video of this.
Oh my God.
Got the planets?
Yeah, I got one.
Please, just turn the lights back on.
I can't believe it.
I know I can't. Wow.
That's so wild. Ain't that something?
For me, those 7 years was well worth the wait for those 3.5 minutes. Meanwhile, a lifetime of waiting was worth it for my dad.
It was just, all of a sudden, you see part of the sun disappearing, and all of a sudden the moon moved over it completely, and all of a sudden it was just like, boom! You just had the ring around it.
It's indescribable.
While sitting in Eclipse traffic, I came to realize that surreal experience will now forever be a core memory that I got to share with my dad and brother. It'll be something that we reminisce on for the years to come, without another US mainland totality for another 20 years. It makes this memory all the more special.